Hello, my name is Eric and I'm doing another one of my photography vlogs called One Body, One Lens, One Roll, One Day. And I am here at Sarah Hubley Park, or it's a park in Brunswick, Ohio. I've been here once or twice before. I think I had a Pentax IQ zoom here. But it's right near Brunswick Lake, so a couple of parks you can wander around. I have not seen the lake yet. It's probably, I don't know, probably down that way. But I figured I'd swing by here. It's a nice September morning. Was a little cool this morning, had my jacket on, but it's warm enough now that I don't. Today's camera, one you've seen many times, my Pentax Super Program with a Pentax Super Takumar 50-1.4, which has been affected by the thorium radiation during manufacturing, and then there's some yellowings in the coatings. Today's film is some Kodak 160 NC Portra. This is some early versions of Portra, probably 10, 15, maybe even 20 years old. So 160 is a rated ISO, and NC stood for natural color. So shouldn't be any very punchy stuff, should be just very natural. Because I don't know the condition of this film, I'm not going to shoot it at 160. I'm going to shoot it like, let me see what I've got on my ISO dial. Oops. Maybe 100. If I can get this to move without, there we go. Yeah, I'll probably pull it back one stop, ISO 80. All right, let me load it up and I'll be right back. All right, so slow speed film in a shady area. At 1.4, I'm getting readings like back in the shades. Well, actually kind of sunny. I'm getting about 125th, which isn't terrible. But back over there where I first started, I got about a 60th a second, and I wanted to shoot about f4, so it actually fell down to, about 20th of a second. So I had to brace myself against a tree. Normally, at least with a 50mm lens, if you start dipping below a 60th of a second, maybe a 45th of a second, you maybe want to either use your monopod or tripod, or if you don't have those, which I don't have mine, left mine in the car, find natural tripods. And natural tripods are such a thing as a tree. You lean against the tree, put your elbows on a rock, brace yourself, get down on a knee and kind of steady yourself up. You'll be able to handhold maybe 2 or 3 stops because you're kind of creating a monopod of yourself. So I should be able to do this. I might get some out of focus stuff, but that's the fun of film photography. You really don't know what you're getting until you actually see your results. But I do see some cool patterns going on, couple cool paths, there's a cool bridge. Let me see what I can get. So back in the day, heyday of film, there was a couple of different Portra films. There was the Portra 160, 400, and there was some 800. Now the 160 and the 400s had a couple different variations. They had the NC, which is what I'm shooting today, which is natural color. They had the VC, which was vivid tonalities. And then they had the UC, which was ultra color. I actually like the UC. I might have to try to find some of that stuff. But the NC was designed to be nice skin tones, especially in a controlled situation. So for studio photography, or if you're going to go out in a park and it's all nice even lighting, not weird harsh lighting like I'm walking around today. So that might be a little bit of a challenge for this film, besides the fact that it's expired. So back then you would pick your film depending upon what you were shooting. So if you're doing a lot of wedding stuff, you'd be shooting a lot of the NC stuff. But if you're doing a lot of festivals or other events with very colorful Halloween parties, fairs and stuff like that, you'd pick either the VC for vivid color, which to me made the skin tones go a little reddish, which a little too intense for skin tones, and UC was very punchy, kind of like Egg for Ultra. I'll be right back. So I'm probably getting some silhouettes here, but there's a bright patch of light you probably can see. Trees in front of it, so that should be a cool silhouette type shot because everything exposed for that background light. Now, the only thing that I would be worried about is, even though this is the NC film, this is more natural color, is that the thorium radiation on my particular Pentax lens has tinted some of the elements a little warm, a little yellow. And that might make the film have a little bit more warmth to it, like you were using was it an 81A warming filter, just a tint of warmth to it. So you may not get the true benefit of the NC tonality to it, just because this particular lens has a little bit of warmth, and I don't have a standard lens to put on it to see what it's like. But that's okay. You know, you shoot what you got when you got it, and you know, as long as you kind of know what your results are going to be, and I know my results might be a little more on the warm side, we'll do okay. All right, let me get 2 or 3 shots that direction, and we'll head back down towards the bridge. Be right back. All right, that last shot was the 15th of a second at 1.8 because I'm pointing into a shaded area. Not sure that guy's going to come out, but we'll find out when I get the film developed. All right, be right back. Now, on these bright sunny days, I mean, it was cooler earlier, but it's really starting to warm up now. Make sure you've got something to drink. I had a tea earlier, so I've had my drink. But I would also be using, at least photographically, I would also consider using a polarizing filter. Polarizing filters do slow you down anywhere between 1.5 and 2 stops, so be careful when you're using it with slower speed film. But your blue sky goes a little darker, your clouds will pop a little bit more, you'll get any of that reflection or sparkle off of sand, snow, water. There's a river nearby. I could have basically gotten rid of the reflection and gotten to see some of the logs or fallen trees that were in the river. Just beware that you are shooting through like sunglasses, so it does slow you down by a stop or two. So don't use it inside because, well, you can use it inside, just be careful because you know you're going to be slowing down. All right, I am at shot 26 out of a roll of 36. I'm going to head back that direction. Let me finish up this roll of film. Be right back. Okay, so that's my last shot. Gonna hit the rewind thing and rewind it. As many shots as you took is about as many times it's going to take to rewind. Again, today's camera was my Pentax Super Program with the adapted Pentax Takumar 5014. It does have some thorium radiation to it, so it might add a little bit of warmth to the photo. Today's film was some expired Kodak 160 NC natural color. Really good for skin tones, but my radiated lens might add some warmth to that. So really good for skin tones, nice even stuff you'd use for like weddings and formal events and stuff like that. All right, images will be posted at the end. Feel free to give them a thumbs up. Feel free to comment with your own experience with Portra stuff, even the expired stuff. Check out the other ones, the VCs and the UCs. Feel free to subscribe. I got new episodes about every Friday and every Saturday. And then thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode.